me, sometimes it really feels like going back home, because this is like the third time or the second time I'm here as a speaker. Once I was here, I was just attending, and the feeling of seeing so many familiar faces. I go to many conferences, but I have to say that when I come here, since it's happening almost every year now, seeing so many familiar faces also from the organizers and some other vendors and just people interested in what I'm like talking about, it makes everything feel like home, I have to say. So it's nice to be here. It's like one of those conferences I'm looking for, I have to be honest. So for me, yeah, I can say that it feels like home.
We are really happy to hear that, and we expect you in the next edition also, hopefully. But I would like to ask you next is when it comes to data analytics and AI, speaking from your experience in your field, what do you think is the biggest challenge when it comes to this field?
What I see and what I also had to go through is that we're coming from like a very long period of innovation in terms of from many different domains and sectors. So we had to innovate, we had to implement new solutions. So also technically speaking, I'm a developer, I'm a data scientist, so technically speaking, we went through these innovations for many years now, and we had to implement new solutions, and now we have a very solid base. But because of the new innovations that we have also coming from AI, LLM, this generative AI topic, we need to break some of that stuff that we believe in, some of the stuff that we already implemented. And this is, of course, it feels like that you don't have the ground under your feet, because now you see all the solutions that you have implemented that are being challenged again. So I think this is the definition of innovation, and it makes everyone a bit uncomfortable, because we're going from some very solid base to something that is completely new, and it requires us to do this mental exercise to say, okay, we need something new, we need to break what we have, and we need to work on new solutions for the problems that we have. Yeah, I see that sometimes companies they don't want to stay behind, but at the same time they're also a bit scared of jumping into the future, because it's you don't know what this will look like, you don't know how much it will cost, you don't know if this is just a trend, and you should just run as other companies are doing, or maybe it's not a trend and we're talking about something that will change the world. So all these new solutions are basically breaking the basis, all these pillars we have built during the last years. So this is what I see from companies, which is also exciting. That's why we're here talking about it. I mean, it's exciting. I don't have an answer if Gen AI will change the world in the next years. But it is definitely changing the way we think. It is challenging all the solutions we have in place. Yeah, from my point of view, from my, like as a personal, like kind of thought, I can say that it's exciting. Yeah, definitely.
And when it comes to innovation in generative AI and also LLMs, you mentioned that the future is unpredictable, but what do you see in the next 1 or 2 years when it comes to this technology? How do you foresee the future of it?
Yeah, I see this as new layers of abstraction. So I see that now we're adding new layers on top of what we have. So that means that before we were looking at binary code, we were looking at numbers, and then we started implementing programming languages, and we're moving up until they're at a very high level in terms of machine and humans. And now we're basically there, because now we can talk to a machine in plain language, and we can do it in a smart way. And I think this is a new layer of abstraction on top of what we already have. And I see many devices, many companies implementing solutions like this, which can potentially make, I imagine like the future where you only have one button, you click that button and it will happen exactly what you want to happen. So that's the idea, that's the final step of abstraction. And I think that we're adding this layer on top of what we have, which is, it is really cool, but at the same time, the challenge is how do we automate this stuff? How much can we trust the layers that we have below this new magic layer where you just talk to a prompt and you ask this magic algorithm something. So I think that's the challenge, like to understand, okay, what do we have behind now? What do we have below now? How can we control the process now? Because it's not really about having robots taking over the world. It's more about understanding the layers below and trust them. Because you have a lot of things that you don't understand, especially when you talk to a GPT. That's the idea. When you talk to a GPT, you don't know what's going on under the hood. Right. And do we really need to understand that solution before, understand the technology before moving to a solution based on that? I think this, in my opinion, what we will see in the future is a bunch of right questions before implementing something based on AI. Now we just do it. We build a lot of proof of concepts, but in the future there will be like a lot of rules and good questions to understand what to do and when to do it. I think that's the idea. Yeah, and I really feel that I can talk about this for hours. So let's stop here. I'm a data scientist. I get too excited for this stuff. Let's go on.
Perspective. Thank you for sharing that. And as a last question, if you had to describe the Data Innovation Summit in one word, what would that be?
I would say stages. Stages. It's probably my word, because it doesn't happen so often that I see a conference with so many stages, so many parallel sessions, and when it happens, usually the parallel sessions are like happening in very small rooms, very small stages. But in this case, you really give visibility to all the topics. And I really find it valuable for me as a speaker, but also when I have to attend something. So you're not like throwing anyone or anything in a small room somewhere. Everything is accessible. So stages is probably my word.
We're happy to hear that. Thank you, Alessandro.
Thank you. Great.